Sorry for the technical difficulties. Episode 1. You know what I'm saying? We was learning, we figuring out Zoom, you know, so had that figured out. But we'll just kind of pick up where we left off on the last episode, kind of get back into our versus conversation. I'm not sure how much we really talked about in the last one, but we can kind of go battle by battle, take it a little further. If you rather do that, Lord, Sunday morning. We can start with Tim and Swiss for sure. What do you think about the battle? Do you think something will ever top that in terms of two producers at that level and starting what has become versus? I mean, honestly, like for them to start it, I think that's what made, you know, everybody else not only participate, but also as fans, I think seeing them start made it where like, okay, this can look a lot of different ways, or we at least know the mountain of it as far as, you know, who's gone so far. So just what you think about it. I know that was a personal favorite of yours. So just what did you think about it? And then ultimately, who did you have taking that away and why?
All right. Well, as far as the idea of them concepting verses, I think that was pretty dope. And then like for their first battle, I I I would say some people kind of came close, but I think they, from the structure they had and what we've seen, it kind of really set the mantle of how it's supposed to go, which I really like and appreciate. Um, my winner, I'm sticking by what I said. Definitely Timberland. Um, just he just was bringing, to me, really bringing the heat, pulling stuff out. And I say if I had to give, I say 7 out of 10. I say he beat him 7 out of 10 times. So that's where I go with that one.
Hey, wait, they didn't go 10? I thought they went more than 10.
They did go more than, I'm saying on the scale of like what the battle ranking is. I give that battle a 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay, got you. That's fair. Do you think they held back kind of because they didn't realize what they were starting at the time?
Honestly, I really don't think they held back. I think they gave us what I ain't gonna say what they had in the vault. They gave us some of what we didn't expect, what we did expect. I feel like they gave us the whole basis of like, this is what the battle's supposed to be. This is how it's gonna go. Now if they was to go again for part 2, I'm thinking it's gonna be all out blows. I ain't gonna fake it. It'll be all out blows. So personally, I really wouldn't put no type of they held back or they didn't held back on the first one, because we didn't even know that this was gonna be a series to even be following it. So
right. Okay. Yeah, I think we thought that was really dope, like in time. I don't think anybody thought that they would be able to get some of the people they got to participate and it would become this kind of cultural thing, honestly. I feel like it's something that like versus could real life end up being like it could, if you formatted it correctly, it could really like be like a show. Like it could be like a weekly show. And people would
really could.
Honestly. But
if they were smart with it, they would, like you said, they'd do it in a weekly show, but they'd do it in a tournament format. So in a sense, if they was in that genre, if they won against that person that's in the same genre as them, and they would battle the next person, if they battled last, like in a sense, if they did it like that.
That's actually really crazy, because shout out to my house for recording this episode. Shout out to Naldis. He's back there somewhere. But anyway, he actually brought that point up yesterday in terms of doing brackets like per genre. And I said the only, not problem, but the only kind of hesitancy I have with that is, so once somebody goes, are you now just pitting their 20 songs that they've already played in that order against the other person and what they did in that order? Or are you having them battle and go song for song again? Because you're going to hear the same songs more than likely. They ain't going to play 20 different songs. So
yeah,
now
you are going to have the same song.
So in a way, it's like, I could see, it would be great if maybe when all this is over, if somebody takes each person's list of 20 and then bracket the 20 songs. I don't think you could bracket the artists to go against
I
each
like
other.
it like that.
But
Yeah,
you
I
could
like it like that. Bracket in at 20 songs.
bracket their 20 songs by artist and go from there. Yeah, and then but then at that point, are you still judging by round? Because it would kind of be unfair because they wouldn't be able to respond to the song that was played before them technically in real time. Or are you just going off of the collection of 20 songs? What's the better collection of 20 songs?
I feel like you would have to go again. You would have to go with the catalog or the collection because you can't go like answer right back. It'd have to be the collection. Like you compare and contrast. Like say T-Pain got this track, and then I look at say Luda with this, and it's just be like, bro, which one was the better song? A lot of people be like, oh, Luda and T-Pain wouldn't even been in the same category, but
Who said that?
I'm saying like some people would try to argue that. Some people would really try to argue T-Pain and
How are
Luda.
they not? How are they not though? It's
Listen,
legitimately the same kind of music.
exactly. But everybody get caught up on the fact that T-Pain sings that they don't understand. Like at that era, you wouldn't label him no R&B singer.
Nah, definitely not R&B. T Pain's never. I wouldn't say T Pain. I've never put T Pain in the R&B category. Me personally, especially the fact that hip hop started changing by that point. T Pain. I mean, we had this conversation. People never heard it, but we had this conversation. T Pain is
Yeah.
definitely one of the pioneers of that changing sound of hip hop for sure.
I wouldn't so much say pioneer, but like
I say
you
pioneer because of the time frame. I say because
okay.
he was doing that I say pioneer because he was the first one to even experiment with auto tune and bring that to hip hop. Now everybody should rightfully give credit to Ye and Drake for catapulting that sound and truly changing the sound of hip hop. But T Pain was the first to I wouldn't say make it cool, but we hadn't heard. I mean, maybe you could count Nate Dogg, but you really hadn't heard nothing along the lines of T Pain.
Consistent. You didn't hear
In
consistent
that
auto
style.
tune.
Because
Yeah.
even Nelly, like Black was saying, even Nelly in some songs had the sound to a degree, but I think even the style of music, I think T Pain just made that consistent and started that, and then we just saw it completely change with 808s and So Far Gone, and then from there, that
So
became the sound of hip hop.
so what's your take on Swizz and Timbaland?
Oh, because I think I remember saying I didn't catch that whole battle, so it's hard. It would be hard to judge the entire battle. Off of what I heard, I don't really know if I can go with a winner, honestly, because I don't think I heard enough. Me personally, I don't think I heard enough. So that's why I don't know if I go with a winner. That's why I wish I would have heard the entire, what they played. I do agree with the battle score of 7 out of 10 though. I think that's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate.
All right.
Yeah. Then shoot, what was the next? I think the next one, that Hit Boy and Boy Wonder.
Boy, I wonder.
You said you hadn't seen that one, all right, or you didn't see all of it.
Yeah, I ain't see all of them.
Yeah, it was hard because I feel like I don't know. I feel like they were still kind of getting down like what exactly they was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just hard. Like I said, Wonder played a lot of Drake. He played a lot of Drake, and I just don't think Hit Boy had. I just don't think he had enough to counter. From I don't think I saw the entire battle either, but from what I saw and what I heard, he.
What did he open up with?
I didn't see the beginning. I saw like the middle to the end because all I know is Hit Boy. I think Hit Boy ended with Sicko Mode, and then I cannot remember what. I can't remember what Wonder ended with. But I know I think he played 0 to 100. He played a couple other Drake joints. It was hard to compare though, because I also at that point I wasn't like keeping up with the songs and trying to put them against each other. And I don't think they had been doing the scorecards and stuff by then yet. So it was just kind of like fun to hear like the beats they put against each other. That battle probably like a 7 out of 10. So like I said the early ones before I think people really caught on to it, being verses and everything. I think the first one was Dream and Sean Garrett that like everybody kind of like, okay, this is a battle that was scheduled or planned or whatever.
How'd you feel about the Dream and Sean Gary one?
Yeah, that one I saw virtually all the way through. The first one I saw virtually all the way through, and one I tried to keep score with. Um, it's tough because like I respect Sean Garrett, but I rock with Dream way more. Uh,
Yeah,
but I think we talked about this last episode. I think Sean Garrett just finished really, really strongly. So I don't remember what my score would have been, but I think he maybe won by like 2. He's had a couple. I think Dream went. I think Dream aimed low on a couple tracks, uh, and Sean Garrett beat him out. But it was close. I just think Dream played his songs wrong. I mean, they both got
yeah. I think we talked
crazy.
about that on the last episode. If Dream had flipped his catalog around, then he
Yeah,
probably would have came out with a dub. So yeah, we got T-Pain and LaJon.
yeah, yeah. Nah, that was it. I don't. I think just because both of their personalities, like I fuck with T Pain heavy, so I think just the fact that their personalities made the battle even better. I also appreciate because I don't think a lot of artists could have did this, but I don't know if people noticed. Like T Pain, I don't know if those were pre-mixes or what, but the fact that like he was mixing like other songs into his actual song for the round, I just thought was it was fire. I was just like, because I forgot what song he played like the beginning of Regulate, and that went out Regulate into Up Down. I think it was Up Down. It was just like who would have saw that coming, but it was just the way he put his own little spin on the battle. But yeah, I think I had
Is that the most exciting to you?
the most exciting probably. It depending on what you're defining exciting as. I mean, for me, I was literally excited the entire battle because the songs were very exciting. Like,
As far as like the cue for the next song and then being thrown off and just like, oh yeah, he did that was a banger. And then the next person following up with like, dang, that was a banger too.
yeah,
And you trying to really decide, all right, who won that round.
they both had stories to go with. They both had stories to go with some of their songs or the fact and like a lot of these artists are like cool, like they real cool with each other. Like, even if they haven't made a lot of music together, like they super cool with each other. And I think for some odd reason we forget that or don't consider that. But I not just like the camaraderie that they had. I think that for them, and they were in a very similar arena because remember T Pain was originally supposed to go against Scott Storch, and a lot of people were saying that Scott Storch Scott Storch was gonna watch him because he just had more hits. But then we had that whole conversation about whether them hits can really be his. Different
The
conversation.
cosign of that or the actual creator.
Right, you know what I'm saying. But I think Lil Jon T Pain was a much better battle, a much more even battle in the sense of their lanes and the type of music they make. Because John a legend. I don't think people just like discredit that, but Lil Jon is a legend. So and so is T Pain, like in both in their own right. So I think that's big. But yeah, I get that battle's a 9 out of 10 for me, honestly. 9 out of 10.
All right.
Yeah, and
So what was your
Pain the winner for me.
if you had to, because I know we talked about it last episode, just a retouch on it. What in your and like in your order, what was your top 3 versus battle, and including the Nelly battle, the Nelly and Ludacris battle last night?
I still don't know. I still don't know if Nelly and Luda. I don't think they made my top 3. Like I enjoyed the
Okay.
battle. It was a great battle. Actually, I lied. It's in there. Let me figure it out. Okay, so one is still Johnson Neo because that was
Okay.
like when I actually got a chance to see all the way through, and the way they was going back and forth was crazy. So that's still one for me. Two, I think two is still T Pain Lil Jon because again, I think like not only could you enjoy it just as a fan, but like if you were trying to score it, like it was a really good battle to score because I think you had some rounds that could have went both ways, and I think that you it was like, and I think that was one of the battles that didn't have bias. That was the only thing I didn't like about the Nelly Luda battle. That was the only thing I didn't like, and
There
maybe
was a lot
just
of
because,
biases.
yeah, maybe just because we in Missouri and St. Louis is St. Louis, which is cool. Like it's a respect to St. Louis.
But I mean, even with that, like the whole city getting behind Nelly, it was still of a principle that you had to be a real, I wouldn't even say a music head, but you just had to understand like what early 2000s was for us
Yeah,
and what we heard so much on the radio.
yeah,
Like it wasn't like, even if you had the CD players and stuff like that, every time you got in your car, you turned on the stereo. Luda was on that joint, and not
yeah.
saying Nelly was. Nelly was on that joint
Nelly was
too.
on there
But
too. They
Luda,
both was.
bruh, Luda was everywhere. I'm talking about whether it was a feature track,
Right.
whether it was his own track, and then it got to a point sometimes you would hear Luda that throw a song in rotation. You would hear the same song that you just heard before they do the new song in rotation, and you like, all right, bro. But I think that's kind of where, like, I seen it as two city biases. I seen it from a
Yeah.
music standpoint. I also seen it from Nelly got this for the loop, and then I seen it as like, come on, bro, this we talking about Luda. Like when I first heard the battle, I ain't gonna fake it. I was like, I had to sit and think. And what
You
pissed
got
me,
to
I
think.
think what pissed me off last night about the Nelly and Luda, Nelly, bro, he didn't play stuff that
He
people were
tweet.
expecting him to play.
He tweet. Nelly tweet.
Bro,
Nelly could have won that battle. Like for me, because what did you score it? I scored it.
no, I didn't score. What you scored?
I scored it in a tie. I scored it at a 10-10 tie.
At a 10-10 tie?
10-10 tie, and I can hear Luda 11-9. I don't think Nelly. I give him the tie, but Nelly didn't win definitively.
Okay.
To me, I got some people. There's some people saying Nelly won, and here's the other thing. Here's nothing I didn't like. I didn't like the beginning of the conversation was because I heard more people saying Nelly was gonna watch Luda than Luda watching Nelly, and I was just
Hell
like,
nah.
I was
No.
like, first off,
Nah.
nobody's getting watched. I was like, we're gonna put some respect on Ludacris' name first and foremost, because I wouldn't
Okay.
disrespect him. I wasn't saying Nelly was gonna get watched because I think anybody that knows music knows what Nelly did for not like the Midwest in general, like even putting the Midwest on the map, like outside of Chicago. So
Man, album with Diamond, bro.
I'm saying, so like back when you had to go get the CD,
You
so
had to buy it out the
you had to
store.
get that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think nobody's disrespecting him, but I think it became a city pride thing, which I ain't gonna never say can't nobody have pride in a city. But
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about the context of music. Let's at least try to be unbiased and let's try to look at it objectively. So like, and I'm like, there was some, but I think the thing I loved about the battle was there were some tough ass rounds. There were some very tough rounds to choose from, and you wouldn't have been wrong whichever way you chose. And it was a few rounds like that, which is why I think it ended up in a tie because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was just tough. But Nelly tweaked because Nelly wasted a lot of rounds, and
He wasted a lot of
he
rounds.
gave a lot of early rounds to Luda. He gave a lot
I
of early
really thought
rounds to Luda.
I really thought he was gonna play Loving Me. Like if he would have, I really thought Nelly was gonna play
I'm
Loving Me.
saying
Like some,
that
I
Luda
was
left a couple
disappointed,
out.
bro.
Like, oh, that's what I'm about to say. People have okay. The first thing St. Louis people were saying was, like Luda using all features. First off, we're not finna knock people for having features. That's not fair. We're not about to knock people for having raw.
His music
I'm sorry.
is his music, bro. It's in his catalog. You
It's
can't.
in his catalog, bro. And the thing is, out of 20, I think he only used like 5 or 6 features. And he ain't even use the thing, he didn't even use probably his best feature. He left it out.
That's what I'm saying,
He didn't
bro.
even
Like
use the missing feature we thought he was gonna use.
bro, when I opened up Twitter and like folks was putting the facts of the songs that he didn't even use, bro. Like
I'm like,
I'm
hey,
looking at him, then I'm thinking about the battle. I'm like, in a sense, bro, Luda could have really he spared him, bro.
Luda could have won by about 4, depending if he had
He
played some other songs. He could have won
but
by
I
about
think he
4.
only spared. Truthfully, I think he only spared him because in time sense and because like the technical difficulties that the battle had at the beginning of the battle, bro.
He spared him because the Wi-Fi was messed up, bro.
Bruh, Luda was in the bro.
Not that he spared him because of the
No.
Wi-Fi. He was
And then Nelly went off the rip when he tried to just play songs. I say that the Midwest really rock with, and not so much that was a universal sound to
like,
like a countrywide, a nationwide. So
yeah, Nelly had a really strong stretch where I think he dropped Grills. It was like Grills, Shake Your Tail Feather, and Fuck, I got the order. Hold on.
All right.
It was like, damn. Let me see. Let me find the order. Uh, yeah, he played Grills, Air Force Ones, and Shake Your Tail Feather back to back. Like them, and them was in between round. It was in between rounds 10 and 20. So I'm like, okay, that's when he was making a comeback. Cause like through the first 10, I think I had Luda up 6-4 through the first 10. And then I think Luda to me won the next two rounds. So 11 and 12. But then that's when Nelly fought back, them three. Like he won 3 rounds straight.
Yeah, yeah, he had to like.
But
He
then he
knew
followed up.
his start.
But he pissed me off because he followed all of that up with Just a Dream. Nigga, you are
no,
the comeback, bro.
He's talking about some. We gonna play some stadium music, bro. Why would you?
Oh man, I was like, why you switching up, bro? Like, keep the momentum going. Like you giving this nigga hella hooks right now. Where the jab? No, giving hella jabs. Where the hook? Where's the hook? Where's the final blow?
All in all, though, that was a good battle. And I have to give the battle because like this where it went with me. I had came in and then left and came in, and so from everything that I seen from even when it's finished, me personally have to get a battle. I said 7.5. Me personally, I said 7.5.
Because of why so low?
Why so low? Technical difficulties. If it was a smooth battle, if it was a smooth, all right, we both on here, camera clean, we going through, sending shots. I gave it probably an 8.5, an 8.5 at max.
The technical difficulties really messed it up for you.
Yeah, and it was his technical difficulties. Was
I mean,
worse
you in
than
St. Louis, was it really raining that hard?
It was. It
Okay,
really was.
so if it was raining that hard, we can't blame
bro.
brother.
You knew you was getting on versus tonight, bro. You should have had all that in order, bro. Ain't no excuses. Ain't no excuses.
Well, no, I mean I can't disagree with that. I think it sucks that some of these battles have fell victim to that. And I'm not sure. What I do like is whatever Instagram did to where the lives don't end after an hour. That was very smart. And it just seems like it can fit more people now. But of course, I also don't know, like, because the number was pretty low, surprisingly, for what I thought or who I thought was gonna be watching, because they only reached about, I don't think they ever reached 500K. I don't think it was like 450. I think they got a little bit higher than that, but it wasn't. They didn't reach 500.
I believe Jill and Erica still got the highest for verses so far with the views. So
got to, because they shit was up there.
Yeah, that was busting.
They have a completely different generation in there as well. So
that was busting.
It was big busting.
I told you where I ranked it, bro. I don't care what nobody say. For me, that was the number one battle. You seen it with you.
That was Nelly and Luda will probably be 4. Erica and Jill still
4.
Nelly and Luda probably 4.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Nelly and Luda 4. That's
okay.
Now I'm cool with that. Yeah, that's a solid 4 for real.
All right.
I don't know what I would round out. Yeah, I wouldn't round it out.
Okay. So I feel like from first episode, and then that kind of wraps up our discussion. So
yeah, we touched on every battle, I'm pretty sure.